One big problem you'll encounter when going vegan is handling social situations. Vegans make up a minority of the population, and most of your family, relatives, and friends are probably omnivores. You obviously don't want to shun these people, so it's important to learn how to handle social situations as a vegan. Just because you're vegan, you should not be afraid to still go out and mingle with your friends and family. So in this video, you'll learn some tips on handling various social situations such as attending non-vegan dinner parties, weddings, and more while staying plant-based. If this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn how to adopt a whole foods plant-based diet, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. For many years, I've used the advice in this video to navigate difficult social situations as a vegan, and I hope to help you too. The first type of social situation you'll encounter is attending a non-vegan dinner party. A dinner party is simply a social event where a number of people are invited by someone to eat a meal together, usually in a person's home. Handling dinner parties starts when you receive the invitation. When you receive the invitation, you have two options: to decline the invitation or accept the invitation. If you decide not to go, try to let the host know as soon as possible and let them know that you already have plans. That should be enough. Don't over-explain. Don't tell them that you're declining because you want to avoid all the meat, dairy, and other animal-based foods that are going to be at the party, even if that's the main reason you don't want to go. Keep the reason you're declining the invitation simple. However, I would advise you to follow up with the host later and ask how the party went. By following the tips I mentioned, you'll be more likely to decline the invitation gracefully and not offend the host. If you decide to go to the dinner party, then accept the invitation and speak with the host. Ask if they would be willing to include a vegan dish for you. If they say yes, then give them a big thank you. If for whatever reason they're unable to accommodate you, still accept the invitation and ask them if it would be okay if you brought a vegan dish to the party. 9 times out of 10, bringing your own dish wouldn't be an issue, but it's still good to check with the host to be respectful. Also, bringing a vegan dish is a great way to disprove to others the stereotype that vegans eat like rabbits and only eat lettuce and celery sticks. During the party, I would not even bring the topic of plant-based lifestyles at all, unless someone brings it up first, and even then, I try to avoid any heavy or heated conversations relating to veganism. That's because most people don't like being told that the way they eat is unhealthy and nothing productive will be achieved from such conversations. Furthermore, even if you want to encourage people to eat plant-based, I find that setting a quiet example is often the best approach. This is because if someone is not ready to change, no amount of logic will convince them. So avoid trying to get someone to go vegan and try to change the subject if you sense the conversation is getting a little heated. Next, if someone offers you a non-vegan dish, a simple no thank you is often effective. There's no real need to give a long-winded answer, as that often becomes an opening to discuss plant-based diets further, and such dialogue can become controversial and ruin the atmosphere of a dinner party. If someone is insistent in offering you a non-vegan dish, then a simple assertiveness trick you can use is to simply repeat your position over and over until they back away. Specifically, keep saying no thank you in different ways and in a firm but calm manner. It's important to stay calm and cool because you want to set a good example for others. You may feel uncomfortable to say no thank you, but it's important to push through that discomfort because you're eating plant-based for your health and you know what's best for your body. One thing that helps me is to remember that I have the right to say no without feeling guilty. Finally, if the host did prepare a plant-based dish, it's important to take the opportunity to thank them again for being so considerate. That way, they will be more likely to prepare vegan dishes in future parties. In short, handling non-vegan dinner parties as a vegan is simply a manner of being respectful and grateful to the host, setting a positive example, keeping your cool and avoiding arguments, and being assertive when someone offers you something you don't want to eat. The second type of social situation you'll encounter is attending a non-vegan formal event. This type of event can be a wedding, a banquet, or any other type of formal event where there is a buffet or a seated dinner at a banquet hall or venue. The main challenge with this type of event is that the food choices can be rather inflexible and you probably can't bring your own homemade dish. However, there are a few things you can do to navigate this type of social situation. One thing you can do is politely ask the host if vegan options will be available. If so, then great. If not, then try the other tips I'll mention next. Another thing you can do is simply eat a big meal before attending the event. This way, if food choices during the formal event are mostly animal-based, then you won't be starving the whole time. But the side dishes, salads, and bread will probably still be okay for you to eat and enough to keep you from being totally hungry. Also, one other thing you can do is look for vegetarian options during the event. Vegetarian food is more common than vegan foods, so all you'd have to do is avoid eating the egg or dairy components of the vegetarian food. The only complication with this approach is if the egg and dairy are completely mixed in. In that case, you might have to resort to eating a big meal before the event and snacking on what you can during mealtime. So, eating at formal events as a vegan is still possible. However, you may not eat as much as others during the event, but it's still possible for you to enjoy your time. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your toughest social challenges are to following a whole food plant-based lifestyle. The big problem with attending only non-vegan social situations is that you will often feel a bit alienated because you'll probably be the only vegan at these events. And if all or most of your social interactions are with non-vegans, then your ability to maintain a plant-based lifestyle in the long term might be more difficult than it should be. This is especially true if you're an introvert like me, who already finds social situations draining. As a vegan in non-vegan social situations, it's difficult being different, so you will frequently feel unsupported, you will feel a pressure to conform to a more traditional diet, and you will experience disapproval from others. That's why it's important to invest time in expanding your social circle to include more vegans. Even having one vegan friend can make a great positive difference to your life. Expanding your social circle to include more vegans will help you get positive affirmation that the lifestyle you're adopting is good. Moreover, it will make you realize that you are part of a much larger community and will provide your life more joy and a greater sense of belonging. So, how do you expand your social circle to include more vegans? You can start by Googling and attending local plant-based diet events, meetups, conferences, conventions, and seminars. Of course, there are tons of online communities you can join, such as local Facebook groups, various YouTube channels, and online forums are some communities to consider. Finally, simply consuming various vegan media, books, magazines, videos, and podcasts can help you feel part of a larger supportive community and help you remind yourself why you want to eat plant-based and maintain your plant-based lifestyle. To expand your vegan social circle, I've provided some links in the description below to help you get started. If you're struggling to adopt a whole food plant-based diet, feel free to email me and let me know how I can help. It's in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, be sure to subscribe and share, and I'll see you next time.